Well, hey, it has been a minute, so I've decided to do a little recap of everything that's going on in my life. I've been posting a lot of videos from hearings that I've gone to, more kind of like journalism, reporting kind of stuff. Hey, Donna. Donna's inside today because it's raining right now. Yeah. Yeah, so it's just been easier to do that, minimal editing, but still sort of compelling stuff. I mean, it's if there was more edits to it, I can understand how to be more grabbing to the attention, but I find that this is stuff that doesn't normally get recorded or posted. And there has been some interesting moments in some of my previous videos. But yeah, I thought I'd just kind of like go over more of a life cap stuff because a lot has been happening. Finished our website for our ministry, and in that time, I don't know if a lot of people know, but agentic AI has actually come out. So there was Claude Bot is what it started with, or not Claude Bot, but OpenClaw. There's a whole reason for all that. Now you have Claude, and they're calling theirs Claude Bot now. I have this one called Hermes now because my Claude bot actually I uninstalled it and reinstalled it and had a lot of problems with it. But it's kind of crazy, this new paradigm shift that's happened. It's like the next evolution in AI. It's super cool. I have it do stuff for me all the time. It can make like different files. I think I use it probably a bit better than some people, but not as optimal as it could be. You can have it running all the time, basically doing stuff. But I bought it from this guy who is a first generation Indian American, and he actually has become like a friend of mine. He's like, I call him my personal coder, but I got him a job with somebody that I know that actually is able to pay him more and more regularly. So he does work for me for free sometimes. So he's working on our Making Dating Great Again stuff for the event that we're going to be doing in the fourth quarter here. We're planning that. I've joined Turning Point USA. I'm looking at getting more involved with them. We have an event I'm going to the 23rd, and I want to try and get even more involved with that. I think they have some open seats going on. And I was working with the Briscoe campaign today, just at the polls. We have runoff elections that are going on right now, and I was just there waving at people, talking to them. So that was nice. I met Briscoe at this Deer Park ISD hearing that I wrote about in one of my articles and posted the video. And I did that, or got there through my connection with Bonnie Wallace, who I met at the Capitol. And Rick Scarborough was there, and it's just like making some connections and sort of more of the vein that I want to go to. Work has been a roller coaster recently. It's been the most cause of kind of strife going on in my life. We're very busy right now, although it's raining. It's supposed to be raining for like the next 10 days, so we'll probably be working in the rain at some point, but I decided to call off today, which has been nice because we've been going for like a couple weeks really hard. But yeah, like with the house and everything like that, I'm kind of in a weird season. I almost feel trapped by it sometimes, and I've been thinking about maybe doing a cash out refinance to be able to use that to invest in like a chipper, maybe some land. But I'm also considering selling. I don't know if I'm going to do that just yet, because one of the things so I was at the Briscoe campaign, I found out they have an open chair in my area and there's like nobody else running. And so they're like, oh yeah, you could do that. That'd be getting your foot in the door and all that. So I'm like, yeah, that could be really cool. But it's a 2-year commitment, and I just don't know if I'm going to be here for 2 years. So still kind of looking at all that. I might be moving to Alvin to the shop, so that way I'm closer to work. And then as I would sell this place, there's this 5 acres I'm looking at, maybe start some kind of like tree farm. We would dump there and buy a wood chipper, kind of like to help the business along, because that's really what we would need next to kind of improve things. So I'm kind of weighing my options, taking my time, being prudent about it. But that's kind of some of the major stuff that's been going on. Really exciting stuff is more with the ministry. So I've been writing some more, reconnected with a friend who's writing a book, and I've been writing in my book. And so I'm halfway through the 3rd chapter right now. I wrote for quite a bit last night. and I got more I wanted to write, but I got so tired that I just stopped for that evening. But yeah, I'm trying to think, as I'm talking about it, like what all has been going on. I had to replace a dishwasher. My camera stopped working. That's why I'm filming in here. So my Blackmagic is not streaming right now, and I don't know how to fix it. It stopped streaming the day that I was interviewing Bonnie Wallace. I got it all fixed up. It was working. And then whenever I got on my Zoom call, it just would not work. So that's why my face isn't in that video that I put up with Bonnie Wallace, because it's not working. So that's why I haven't been doing any of my streaming videos or anything like that, just because as I try and set it up, it's not working, and I just can't pour so much time into something that's just not working. So I kind of was getting out of my agentic AI stuff for a little bit, because I was having to figure out and troubleshoot everything. I was using ChatGPT and pictures, like what does this error code mean? My coder has made himself pretty available, but as I got him this job, he is now not as available, but he's making good money. And so I was glad I was able to connect him with my buddy, because now they're doing some serious projects, and he's making really good money. And a rising tide lifts all ships. So he's been very helpful to me. We're very like-minded. We're going street preaching again, June 5th. So I think I might be recording and posting something about that. That'll be fun. And meeting with international students. I'm meeting with a couple of Muslims with my buddy Kenneth. All this stuff going on with the UK is kind of crazy. That this one kid was stabbed just recently. Well, they're not allowed to have knives there, but you actually can have a knife if you have a religious exemption, which is kind of wild, So it's just some crazy stuff. I'm thinking about asking them, like, hey, what do y'all think about this? What do your imams think about this? And just see what they say. Apparently my buddy's saying you don't want to come across as accusatory or like shaming them for what someone else is doing. And I'm like, these are good, compelling questions, because we'll argue about theology for hours, and it's like it comes down to authority and interpretation. They've got an answer for everything, and it almost feels like you never really get through. Although we had a conversation that I think did get through with him, because his big problem was the God Jesus being God, as he your God of the Bible is a cruel God because he sent his son to die, and so he's like an unjust, cruel God. I was saying, well, no, Jesus willingly went to the cross to die for our sins, because sin must be punished. So God made a way for us through his son, Jesus, so that way we can, obviously be with God, in right standing with God before him through his son's sacrifice. So I explained that to him. He's like, I like the way you explained that. So maybe got through a little bit. I'm going to be going on a walk with one of them, and then there's two others that we're all going to meet up for coffee and chat about this stuff. And they told me at first, they're like, I said, hey, yeah, we should hang out sometime. He's like, oh, I'm with Muhammad right now. We can meet up. And I was thinking, oh, it was like a 2-on-1 kind of thing. I said, well, I need a week to plan, and I'd like to bring my buddy along too. So it'll be 2v2. But they're smart, thoughtful Muslims, but self-admittedly that they say that they haven't read the Bible or the Quran all the way through, and they listen mostly to their imams, that they inherited their religion from their parents, is what they said, and they're okay with that for now. But I think that there's some real progress being made. I think God's working in that situation. Trying to think of other things going on. Man, we've had so many. I've had car problems, truck problems, having to put a lot of money in. Just in places where I wish I didn't have to put money. But I've been getting through it. Just paid myself again for this month. So another month that the mortgage is getting paid. It's a little tight. And so, like I'm saying with the house and the mortgage, it's almost like I feel trapped in it, that it keeps me from pursuing my calling. Because work is one of those other things. Like I'm having to balance my responsibilities with my calling, and I was going to go to this conference in Kansas, and I got work scheduled out. I got everybody, to be able to work for that day, and it took me a little while to get it all set up. It was like lots of phone calls, and hired a contract climber, and finally I was like, okay, I'm ready. I can buy my ticket. And so I went to go buy my ticket, and they were sold out. So I was very disappointed with that. Really wanted to go do it, but it's really providential that I didn't, because when I went on Monday, it was a mess, and I had to leave them to go get the trailer. I came back, and there was really no good organization to it, and they didn't actually get done because I told them, I was like, hey, listen, I had already got it taken care of, like hire these people to do it. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go run estimates, call customers, that sort of thing. So I left for about an hour and a half, got a lot of work done, came back, and it was still not done. It wasn't, I thought it'd be much closer than it was, and it wasn't. So without me being there, I'm not sure we would have gotten that stuff done. But big job that we started it was 2 Mondays ago, and then we finished the next week's Saturday. So it was like, it took 2 weeks to get done. It's finally done, this huge burden off my shoulders. And now just trying to get everything else in order, I suppose. Turning Point USA, doing that. And just like Responsible Fatherhood Month in June is something that I forget what the name of the organization is, but I'll probably post it in the comments below, or not the comments, but the description. So looking at like trying to do that, Responsible Fatherhood Month versus what has been, which is Pride Month. So lots of good stuff going on. I'm glad that I have another day at the house, and probably have a couple more days here because it's supposed to be raining for the next 10 days. But we'll be working in the rain most likely some of these days. But I think that's pretty much it. I'm sure I'm going to get done with this and think, I should have mentioned that or whatever. But yeah, that's all that's coming to mind. And I think this video has been a nice little, maybe 7 to 8 minutes. Who knows? But this was the recap for anybody that's interested in what's going on, the plans being made and whatnot. Things are chugging along slowly but surely. We got a lot of good tools. We got a lot of good people around me. Talking about the royal we. So I say it's not the royal we. It's actually roommates, and business partner and all that. So Ben has been there for me in a couple of those spots. Like, it was really hard, and I don't think we would have gotten done with a couple of jobs if he wasn't there. They actually showed up because he's working his own job right now. But yeah, that relationship's been good. Talking with my pastor, he called me the other day, which I really appreciate. Oh, my bed frame. Almost done building my bed frame. I'll probably post a picture about it or something. But been sanding some wood and planing some wood. We cut a bunch of slabs, and I have a design. And so I'm going to be working with my brother-in-law here soon to like build the supports and all that. And I'll have a bed frame after all this time. It's been a while again since I've had a bed frame. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. I hope the audio is working. I didn't really test it before I started. It's a different setup than normally is. May do more like this in different spots in the house because my house is kind of an art house. So I think it's beautiful. I think there's a lot of cool stuff in here, and good scenes to sit and make videos at. But yeah, I just wanted to do another update video. It's been a while, and a lot has happened. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see y'all next time. Or you'll see me next time, is how that works. Take it easy.